Okay, so today we're doing area of rhombus, kites, and trapezoids. So I know it seems like a lot, but two of these shapes use the same formula, so that makes life pretty easy. So we're going to talk about rhombus first. So the formula for rhombus is area equals 1/2 d1 times d2. Now what is d1 and d2? We have only talked about base and height. So those are talking about the diagonals of the shape. So to find the area of the rhombus, you have to know the diagonals, not the sides. So in number one, we are remembering a rhombus is like a tilted square. All the sides are equal to each other. So number one says find the area and perimeter. So for area, we know we are using formulas. So I pick, oh, this is a rhombus, so I pick the rhombus formula. 1/2 d1 times d2. Awesome. So I need to know what are the diagonals. So in this shape, one of the diagonals is from B all the way to D. Now I know that this side over here is 6, but we know that one of the properties of rhombus that we talked about was that if this side is 6, then the other side is the same thing, which is also 6. So to get the whole thing, 6, we're going to add 6 plus 6 equals that the whole thing is a 12. Okay, so that's going to be one of my diagonals is 12. So I'm going to say that's D1. Sure. Doesn't matter which one you say is D1 or D2. Okay, my other diagonal is from A all the way to C. And again, we know if one of the sides is 15, then that means the other side is also 15. And to get the whole thing, we know we're going to add 15 plus 15. So that one's going to be 30. So we're going to say that's D2. So now we just got to plug in. One diagonal is 12, one is 30. New color. So we're going to plug it in. Area equals 1/2. One of my diagonals, 12, times the other one, 30. And we're going to type all of this in Desmos at once. So here we go to the internet. To Desmos. Here we go. So we're typing 1/2 12 times 30. Make sure you put in parentheses. That just makes life easier. And what did we get? 180. Great. So that means my area equals 180. Woo. Okay, but this question also asks, what is the perimeter? So like we talked about before, perimeter, we know that means add all the sides together. Okay. So for perimeter, I actually need to know what the side lengths are. So in this shape, I know one of the sides is 16.2. But we know, oh, it's a rhombus. All the sides are the same thing. So if this is 16.2, that means all the sides are 16.2. 16.2. 16.2. So to get the perimeter, we add all those together. 16.2 plus 16.2 plus 16.2 plus 16.2. Oh my God, that seems like a lot of writing. So obviously you can do that, or since they're all the same and there's 4 of them, you could do 16.2 times 4. Whichever way you choose, that's a 2. Whichever way you choose to type it in the calculator, it does not matter. Either way, you're going to get the same thing in this. So I will type in all the pluses just to keep life exciting. So 16.2 plus 16.2 plus 16.2. How many is that? 3? One more. Yay. 64.8. Okay, if we did 16.2 times 4, oh my gosh, we get the same thing. So either way, I don't care which way you do it, you get the same thing. So we're going to put our perimeter was, I don't even remember, 68.4. Final answer. Okay. Perimeter for rhombus is easy because all the sides are the same. Okay. Okay, so that was rhombus. For next shape is kite. Oh my gosh, we're going to use the same formula that we just used in rhombus. Well, that's handy. And we know that D1 and D2, that's still talking about the diagonals. Okay, awesome. So we're finding the area and perimeter again. Area, I know I have to pick a formula. So I'm picking the kite formula because this is a kite. All right, so I need to figure out what are my diagonals this time. So I see one of the diagonals is in the middle from E all the way to I. and I know one side is 3, and it says the other side is 6. So I'm not going to put like, oh, 3, 3 on this one because it tells me different numbers. So I'm doing 3 plus 6 is 9. That's going to be one of our diagonals. So D1. For our other diagonal, we have it's from K all the way to T. This one, we know this was a property of kites, is that one of the sides, on this diagonal, if one of the sides was 4, we know that means that the other side is 4. To get the whole diagonal, we add 4 plus 4, which is 8. And that's going to be our D2 second diagonal. So now we just got to plug them in. So we have A equals 1/2. One of our diagonals was 9 times the other diagonal is 8. We're typing all of that in Desmos at once. Here we go. Where am I down here? 1/2 times 9 times 8 is 36. So that's my answer. Area equals 36. Great. The perimeter for the kite. We know perimeter still means you add all the sides together. So for our perimeter, we need to know what the sides are. Now, a kite is different because not all the sides are the same, like in Rhombus. They told me one of the sides is 5, one of the sides is 7.2. I need to know what the other two sides are. Now, I see those tick marks are helping me out, but I also know that that's property of kites, is that 2 of the sides are the same, and then the other 2 sides are also the same. So, this side and this side are the same, so I'm going to put 5 down on the bottom, and I'm going to put 7.2 on the other side on the bottom. So when I add all my sides, that's 5 plus 7.2 plus 5 plus 7.2. What am I writing? 5 plus, there we go, plus 7.2. 5 plus 7.2 plus 5 plus 7.2. Okay, great. So we're going to type that in. 5 plus 7.2 plus 5 plus 7.2 is 24.4. So we're going to put that as our answer. And I forgot what it said already. 24.4. Okay. Easy. Adding all the sides together. Another way they could ask us to use this formula is giving us the area and asking what is one of the other things. Now, you would do the same process on kites and rhombus because they use the same area formula. So we're only going to do an example on kites. So it says if the area of a kite is 64 and one of the diagonals is 16, what is the length of the other diagonal? So it's talking about area of a kite, so I write that formula down. A equals 1/2 D1 times D2. Okay, I got to figure out where in this equation do these numbers go. So it said the area was 64, so that's A. One of the diagonals is 16, so we're going to say that's D1. It does not matter whether you say it's D1 or D2. It's the same thing. And what is the length of the other diagonal? Okay, great. So we're going to put 64 and 16 where they belong. So 64 was A, so I'm going to put 64 underneath the A. The 1/2 stays a 1/2. Do not replace 1/2 with anything. One of my diagonals was 16, so I'm going to put 16. The other one I do not know, so I can put X. I can leave it D2. Either way, it's the same thing. And now we got to solve this. So when we were doing the other ones, all we had to do was divide right away. But in this one, since I have 1/2 and 16 on the same side, I need to combine those together first. So I have to type 1/2 times 16 in Desmos. So 1/2 times 16 is 8. So I have 8x, because that's my missing diagonal, equals 64. Now we know, the step to get 8 to move to the other side is divide. Divide. And we get x equals 64 divided by, that's an 8. 64 divided by 8 is 8. So that means the other diagonal is 8. One of them was 16. The other one's 8. Easy. Okay, last shape we got to talk about is trapezoids. So the formula for trapezoids, Looks complicated, but it's pretty easy to use. So it says area equals 1/2 B1 plus B2. We know B1 and B2, those are the bases. And we know that trapezoids have two different bases, unlike triangles or parallelograms or rectangles. And H is still the height. And we know that the base and height still have to be perpendicular. Spelling is hard. Perpendicular. Okay. So in a plane trapezoid, we're going to label the different parts of this trapezoid. So I know the height, it's got to be the line in the middle. So this is my height, is the line in the middle. And that is perpendicular to both of the bases. So this dotted line touches both of the bases. Well, that's handy. That's easy for me to identify what's the base then. So what is this touching? Oh, so this is one of the bases. And what else is H touching? Oh, this is the other base. Awesome. It does not matter which one you label as B1 or B2. You could put B2 on the top if you really wanted to. It doesn't matter. Scroll down. Here we go. Okay, so to find the area of the trapezoid. So first of all, it said area of a trapezoid, so I'm going to write down the formula for area of a trapezoid. So 1/2 B1 plus B2 times H. So I got to label my things. So I'm going to label height first. So my height should be the line in the middle, so that's going to be 4 in this example. And then my B1 and B2 are the numbers or the sides that the height is touching. So it's one of the sides it's touching is 6 and the other side is 14 because that's connecting these two sides. Okay. So now I just gotta plug this stuff in. Easy, easy. A equals 1/2. My B1 was 6 plus my B2 was 14 times my H was 4. And all I gotta do is type all of this in Desmos at the same time. Do not try to type it separate. Just let it be easy. So here we go. 1/2 parentheses 6 plus 14 parentheses 4. See, we typed all of that in at once and we got 40. 40. So that would be the area is 40. Okay. If you have any questions, rewatch the video, send me a message in the chat of Zoom, or you can send me a question informative. Otherwise, you're going to go ahead and get started on the formative.